He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field, 0 for 7 from three-point range. How are you doing him favors? We know that he's not ready yet.
On the other team, and early in the game, JJ Redick had an issue not with the shots Bronny was taking, but it was the ones he was turning down. And in the past, JJ Redick has said himself that he doesn't care if his players are shooting good shots and they miss. He only cares if they're turning them down, which you see Bronny doing here early. And JJ had this to say to him.
Getting the start tonight. Let's see plenty of action.
November 15th, 2025. The whole basketball world locked in on Milwaukee. The Lakers were missing 3 key players, and JJ Redick made a move that had everyone raising their eyebrows. He started Bronny James in a game that actually mattered. 10 minutes later, the box score looked exactly like the nightmare people tried to ignore but knew was coming. 0 points, 0 made shots, and a whole lot of voices finally saying out loud what they've whispered for months. He's not ready. Meanwhile, across the hoops world, Kiyan Anthony just casually dropped 40 at a major tournament like it was any random weekday. He's heading to Syracuse with his father's legacy on his back, but the difference is wild. He's bringing real numbers, real production, and skills nobody can pretend not to see. So let's dig into the question that's making folks uncomfortable. Is Bronny James the most overrated young player in basketball right now? And did LeBron accidentally hurt his own son's career by blasting him into the spotlight way too early, long before he was built for that type of pressure? The Milwaukee Bucks game wasn't supposed to flip like this. With LeBron out, plus Marcus Smart and Rui Hachimura also sidelined, JJ Redick gave Bronny his moment. This was his second career start, but the first one where the pressure was actually real, and everything went sideways faster than anyone expected. Bro played just 10 minutes. That's fewer minutes than 3 dudes coming off the bench. He took 2 shots, both from deep, missed both, and never caught any rhythm. His final line looked like something straight out of a bad dream. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a -6 rating in a game the Lakers still won 119-95. And trust me, the part that made it even more brutal was what came next.
I see in Syracuse, yeah, I just want to thank both of the coaching staffs for recruiting me and going on a visit to Syracuse and USC, which are which are opposite sides of the country. One being California, one being up here in New York. So just want to thank both of them for coming to all my practices, coming to all my games, and yeah. But at the end of the day, only one can stay. And with that being said, we come in to Syracuse University.
Whoa, wow, listen. Mom and dad, man, listen. Hold on, niggas got hats in there. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
yo,
chill,
okay.
I can fit this.
Let's go. Jack, orange,
come on,
he's coming. Let me go. Choose. Yeah. Now we can get to working.
JJ Redick basically confirmed what everyone watching already saw. Milwaukee's defense didn't even bother guarding Bronny. They backed off every possession, barely looking at him on the perimeter. And by ignoring him, they wrecked the Lakers' entire spacing. This wasn't some random off night either. Before that Milwaukee game, Bronny was averaging 2.3 points and 1.9 assists in just over 12 minutes per game. He was shooting 29.2% from the field and 25% from 3. Those numbers aren't just below NBA standard. They're barely G League level, and that's being nice. Yet there he was, rocking a Lakers jersey with James on the back, standing in the starting lineup of one of the biggest franchises ever. And the one who turned the pressure all the way up, his own father, Stephen A. Smith, saw this whole mess coming from miles away. Everything exploded on March 6, 2025. During the Lakers-Knicks game, LeBron James walked straight up to Stephen A. courtside during a timeout and confronted him on live TV. The cameras caught every second. LeBron looked furious, and according to Stephen A., the language he used was way too explicit for television. Stephen A. said LeBron told him to stop talking about his son. and the clip went viral instantly, millions of views within hours. But the next day, Stephen A. sat on First Take and dropped the line that made everything even crazier. He stared into the camera and said, "I wasn't talking about Bronny, I was talking about him, about LeBron." And that flipped the whole conversation instantly. Stephen A. laid out the whole timeline. Bronny averaging just 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. At USC, Bronny dealt with a serious cardiac arrest scare in 2023, right before the season even started. His numbers didn't show he was NBA ready. Not even close. Yet the Lakers still grabbed him with the 55th pick in 2024, and everybody knew why. LeBron went public saying he dreamed of playing next to his son. He turned that dream into a storyline, a full-on TV moment the whole league was forced to stare at. And that's what Stephen A. was really calling out. Not Bronny's game, not Bronny's character, but the fact LeBron built this situation himself and pushed his son into a pressure cooker he wasn't ready for. Stephen A. didn't slow down either. He went off on his podcast saying, "I just want to say for the record, LeBron James is full of it. And in this particular instance, as it pertains to his son, he is a liar. That wasn't light criticism. That was direct and personal, straight to the chest."
Pleading with LeBron James as a father, stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do, I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cool to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings.
And Stephen A. dropped something even crazier. He felt completely set up during that courtside confrontation. He said, "Think about it. You're LeBron James in a packed arena with cameras everywhere. Yet the only clip that goes viral is a perfect clean shot of LeBron stepping right up to Stephen A.'s face. No extra angles, no extra context. According to Stephen A., there's no way that's an accident. And he truly believes it was planned." And when people asked if they ever fixed things, Stephen A. shut it down instantly, saying, "I don't like his ass and he doesn't like me." Their relationship, done, finished, over. Stephen A.'s main point never changed. LeBron didn't just support his son, he script wrote the whole journey. He turned Bronny's path to the NBA into a storyline he created and controlled. This wasn't something the league discovered naturally through scouting or steady development. This was a storyline built from the outside. Now let's flip it completely and talk about Carmelo Anthony and his son Kiyan, because the contrast here is honestly wild. Carmelo walked into Syracuse in the 2002 to 2003 season and turned into a superstar instantly. From day one, he averaged 22.2 points and 10 rebounds per game. As a freshman, he ranked 16th in scoring across the entire nation, 4th in the Big East, and number 1 in rebounding among every Division I freshman. Those aren't just strong numbers, those are legendary. But the real magic showed up when the lights hit their brightest. Carmelo carried Syracuse to a 30-5 record and delivered the program's first and still only national championship. In the Final Four against Texas, he absolutely cooked them with 33 points on 12 of 19 shooting, grabbed 14 rebounds, and snagged 3 steals. That 33-point explosion is still the most points ever scored by a freshman in the Final Four.
It's a lot of pressure, bro. It's a lot of pressure. And as a father, you can tell your children how much and what they're going to be faced up against, but sooner or later, you got to.
Then in the championship game against Kansas, Carmelo dropped 20 points and 10 boards, leading Syracuse to an 81-78 win and taking home the NCAA tournament's Most Outstanding Player award. Coach Jim Boeheim called Carmelo by far the best player in college basketball, and he wasn't exaggerating. That was superstar energy. After just one season, Carmelo jumped to the NBA and got drafted 3rd overall in 2003. Over 28,000 career points, 10-time All-Star, 6 All-NBA selections, a spot on the NBA's 75th anniversary team, and 3 Olympic gold medals in 2008, 2012, and 2016, plus a 2004 bronze. That makes Carmelo Anthony the most decorated male Olympic basketball player in United States history. The only thing missing from Carmelo's resume is an NBA championship. And yeah, some critics love to bring that up. But his legacy still stands huge without it. He's a college champion, an Olympic legend, and one of the coldest pure scorers the game has ever seen. His bond with Syracuse isn't just memories either. It's real history. In 2007, Carmelo dropped $3 million to help build a brand new practice facility. And today, that building proudly carries his name, the Carmelo K. Anthony Basketball Center. His number 15 hangs in the rafters, and his name is literally on the walls. And Kiyan Anthony isn't trying to coast off any of that. He's carving his own lane, one bucket at a time. On the Nike EYBL circuit, Kiyan averaged 19.6 points and 4.6 boards for Team Melo. He scored 25 or more in 4 of 15 games against top-tier AAU competition. But his real breakout came at Nike Peach Jam. Across 8 games, Kiyan averaged 21.8 points and hit threes at 37.3% while going at elite defenders.
Skilled, smooth scorer, high volume shot taker and maker, plays with an aggressive scoring mentality and is constantly hunting buckets. He's had the ultimate green light, particularly in the EYBL, so he has a tendency to settle for tough shots at times, but there are a few players in high school basketball better equipped to make shots with such high degrees of difficulties. He's got pull-ups, step backs, floaters, deep threes, all with a natural soft touch and instinctive feel for putting the ball in the basket. His footwork and jab series are as advanced as you'd expect, and he's also become very adept at coming off of ball screens.
Then came the performance that blew up social media, a wild 40-point eruption against Mac Irvin Fire. He shot 15 for 19 from the field and 5 for 6 from deep. Dropping 40 with that kind of efficiency against legit competition isn't just a hot night. It's a statement. Scouts started talking about him like he was the real deal. Smooth handle, tight footwork, step backs, pull-ups, floaters, deep threes, the full offensive bag. Not just Carmelo's son were, but a real scoring threat in his own right. And at the NBA Top 100 camp in Orlando, Kiyan led the entire event in scoring, putting up 28.5 points across 8 games. In one matchup, Kiyan went crazy for 42 points on 15 of 28 shooting, knocking down 4 of 9 from deep. This is a 6'5" scorer ranked 36th in the ESPN 100, pulling up to real events, doing real work, and dominating legit camps packed with top-tier talent. And when he committed to Syracuse on November 15th, 2024, he did it live on his father's show, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. When Kiyan looked straight into the camera and said, "Now we're gonna get to work," you could feel how real he was. Kiyan isn't trying to be Carmelo. He's trying to be Kiyan, earning every step of this journey with production and skill, not just a famous last name. The scouting reports back all of it up. He's described as a smooth, skilled scorer, a high-volume shot taker and shot maker. He plays with an aggressive scoring mindset and hunts buckets on every single possession. Yeah, he takes tough shots at times, but he's one of the few high school players who can actually hit them with that level of difficulty. He's got pull-ups off the dribble, step backs that create space, floaters with soft touch, and fearless deep threes. Everything he does comes with natural touch and an instinctive feel for scoring. His footwork and jab series look as polished as you'd expect from someone who grew up around elite hoopers. Now compare that to Bronny James. Bronny is out here wearing an NBA jersey while dropping 0-point nights in games that actually matter. His whole resume is tied to who he's related to, not what he's produced. His path to the NBA wasn't built through dominant college play or a breakout run that forced scouts to take notice. It was built because LeBron James publicly announced he wanted to play alongside his son. LeBron used his influence to make that moment happen, And now every single rough night Bronny has, every scoreless performance, the blame doesn't just land on Bronny, it snaps right back to LeBron. Because he created the expectations and the pressure long before Bronny ever got the chance to define himself on his own terms. Now look at how different Carmelo handled things with Kiyan. Carmelo stayed low-key, stayed patient, stayed out of the cameras completely when it came to his son's grind and development. He let Kiyan fight through AAU battles, stack highlights, and build his own name with real work and real production. Stephen A. Smith said this directly. This was the one time LeBron should have acted like Carmelo. Quiet, supportive, and hands-off. And the results speak loud. Kiyan is stepping into Syracuse with legit accomplishments already on his resume. He's not there because his dad forced anything or pulled strings. He's there because he earned it with buckets, consistency, and real on-court impact scouts couldn't overlook. For Bronny, the criticism never stops. It's constant, loud, and straight up harsh. One Lakers fan tweeted, "As a Laker fan, dude is garbage and wasting a roster spot." Another person jumped in saying, "That's why he belongs in the G League." Even his G League numbers, 18.6 points, 4.8 assists, and 4.6 rebounds across 18 games, aren't shocking anyone or flipping the narrative. His defenders keep saying, "Bro just needs more time." They bring up his recovery from cardiac arrest. They mention the insane pressure of playing next to his father. They'll point to all the unrealistic expectations thrown on Bronny. But here's the simple truth that cuts through every excuse. He's not producing at an NBA level right now. And his roster spot is blocking other players who could actually step in and help the Lakers win games today. With Kiyan, critics say he only gets hype because of his dad. That Syracuse isn't the powerhouse it once was. That following Carmelo's legendary path is too heavy. But here's the difference. Kiyan's defenders have real proof behind their support. Carter Elliott, a college basketball analyst for Bleacher Report, said Kiyan has scoring in his blood, but also pointed out how much he's improved. Then Elliott dropped a very real comparison. He said, "I am rooting for Bronny James. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son, and everybody knows what kind of attention that brings." He also highlighted Kiyan's stronger physical frame, his bigger role at Long Island Lutheran, and his dominance on the AAU circuit. Elliott said, "Kiyan just has that natural ability to score the basketball, and Syracuse is going to be a really fun team to watch this year. And that's the key difference that flips everything." Kiyan's supporters can point to actual numbers, real games, real domination, verified production. Bronny's defenders, they can only talk about potential and ask people to just be patient. One guy is showing receipts, the other is being shielded by hope and excuses. So here's the real question. Is Bronny James even more overrated than Kiyan Anthony? Let's keep it real. Kiyan Anthony isn't overrated at all. He's rated exactly where he belongs based on what he's actually done. He's backed by elite AAU performances, strong high school showings, and an obvious work ethic everyone can see. Kiyan is a top 40 recruit because he earned that spot, not because of who his father is. Bronny James, on the other hand, is the perfect example of someone getting pushed way beyond what his actual game shows. He's in the NBA because his dad is LeBron James. That's the truth, and everybody knows it. His numbers don't justify the roster spot, and his play doesn't justify the minutes he's getting. LeBron wanted that emotional father-son moment on an NBA court, wanted to make history, and he got it. But there was a price, and Bronny is the one carrying that weight. He's stuck under a spotlight he was never prepared for. Meanwhile, Carmelo played it completely differently with his son. He let Kiyan grow slow, let him cook quietly in AAU tournaments and high school runs, let him dominate before the world even started paying real attention. And now Kiyan is stepping into Syracuse with real numbers, real wins, and real respect from coaches and scouts. The Lakers did Bronny absolutely no favors by starting him in that Milwaukee game, a game that actually mattered, and he walked off with 0 points. The craziest part is everyone already expected that exact outcome. Here's the bottom line. Nobody wants to say out loud, Bronny James is in the NBA because of LeBron James. Full stop. That 0-point night against the Bucks just confirmed what folks were already whispering. He's not ready. Kiyan Anthony, though, he's heading to Syracuse because he dominated AAU circuits, because he averaged 21.8 a game at Peach Jam against elite competition, because he showed everyone watching exactly who he is. Kiyan is way more than just Carmelo's kid. He's his own hooper with his own identity. Stephen A. Smith was right to call out LeBron because this whole situation was never really a Bronny issue. It was a LeBron issue. LeBron put his son into a spot he wasn't ready for, and now everyone's reacting to the fallout he created. And as Kiyan steps onto the floor at the Carmelo K. Anthony Basketball Center in Syracuse, he'll be doing something Bronny never truly got the chance to do, proving himself without somebody else scripting his entire journey before it even began. So is Bronny James more overrated than Kiyan Anthony? Of course he is. No debate. But the bigger picture is even tougher. Bronny's situation turned into a warning about what happens when influence and connections get put above real readiness and real production. What do you think? Did LeBron push Bronny into the league before he was actually built for that level? And will Kiyan Anthony live up to the hype now that he's stepping onto the Syracuse stage with real momentum and real numbers behind him? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let it fly. Smash that like button if you're done with fake narratives, and make sure you subscribe and share for more raw, unfiltered basketball breakdowns coming your way.